accent. Wait, my bad British accent or my bad Julia Child accent? This stuff is hard to get off of here. I grew up in a haunted room of a haunted house. That is awesome. That is awesome. Both. But you notice it doesn't stop me. I don't care. I'm still going to do them. Your stove looks so fancy and bougie. She is a 1934 stove. She's 87 years old. She is temperamental. So am I. But that's all right. I cannot get this thing off here. What the bejeebers? I don't want to rip this. Jeez. Kanara, if you put a piece of colored construction paper behind the fridge things, you could see them better. But then they won't stick. They only stick to a surface like that. So, okay, let's think about this. I wonder if I could get colored saran wrap. I'm not looking forward to the Bob Ross wig. No, they're sticky. They're like gelatin. They're like watch it wiggle, see it jiggle. And magnets don't stick to my fridge. I can't have any magnets on my fridge. No magnets will stick to it. Get your ghost to do it. There it is. So maybe I might come up with something. What is your favorite holiday? I actually have two. It's actually a 50-50 blend almost. I love the Halloween holiday. I love the horror movies. I love the scary movies. I love the decorations. I like the fun of it. I can't wait for Wednesday's stream of some of the weird, wacky stuff we're going to be cooking up on Wednesday. And yes, ghosts do have a name. But it may not be the name that they died with, because it could be, they could be ghosts from other places, I guess. I don't know. We don't know. Have names? Yeah, I don't know. That could be a good question. I would say yes, they have names. Because usually to ban a ghost, you have to invoke its name. But my other favorite holiday, and this is probably more true, is, hey, shush, is Thanksgiving for two reasons. One, I love the holiday itself, and this is a U.S. holiday, but I love the holiday itself because of the food you get to cook and being with family. It is also very close to my daughter's birthday. Is it every 8 years, Laura? Every 8 years, or is it every 9 years? I know it's not every 7, because I think it's every 8 years, because leap year gets screwed up, and leap year screws it up every 4 years. But her birthday actually falls on Thanksgiving, so it makes for a very fun. It's your wedding anniversary, Velveteen. That is awesome. That is awesome, Chef. But yeah, English accent, very Maggie Thatcher, very Maggie Thatcher. Oh, so that TV show, The Crown. What's the woman on that woman who was on that show, X-Files, Mulder. No, Mulder was the guy. Anyway, she's the one who plays Margaret Thatcher in The Crown in the latest season, not the new. Gillian Anderson, yes, she plays Margaret Thatcher. I think she did a wonderful job. She watched the mannerisms and how she talked. And they had the teeth plate in to get her teeth like and everything. Scully. Every time I think of Scully, I think of Scully Catch of the Day. Velveteen Rabbit, Nerdy Shells, her anniversary is also on Halloween. I think that's fantastic. Love Halloween, but in Sweden it's become bigger later years. We have a day before October 31st honoring the day. That is way cool. That is way cool. See, I like that. I think that's... Okay, so let's see. I need to get a fork out because we want to make sure these aren't going to be too tough. And then we'll throw our potatoes in, and then we're going to mix up our biscuits. Let's see how these are getting. Oh, these are getting just perfect. Yep, I like that. All right, let's get our potatoes in here. But now that I've added these vegetables, I can tell we definitely need some salt. So we're going to add a little bit of salt. Not a lot. You can always add more. Can't take it out once it's in. And put a potato in there and have it absorb the salt. It doesn't absorb near as much salt as you think it will. Not near as much salt. Okay. We've got that going in there. We're going to add a nice batch of salt right there. It looks like a lot more than it is, but remember that kosher salt is not the same as table salt. So when I'm adding a teaspoon of kosher salt, it's not the same amount of salt or same amount of sodium if I was adding a teaspoon of table salt or sea salt. Okay, so let's let that cook. Oh man, those shouldn't take too much longer to cook up. Honoring the dead, yes. She was perfect and dignified in her role, even though I did not like. Yeah, and a lot of people. I will say, do you want to know the one thing I was glad about watching the Crown show was it makes you when you see somebody perceived a different way, you instantly start researching it. You know, like what's true, what's not true, and everything. And the one thing I was really happy to see, and I have no opinion on Margaret Thatcher, one way or the other, because she wasn't, was the Prime Minister of England, and yeah, had dealings with the U.S. and stuff like that, and Reagan and whatnot, and a lot of our presidents. But what I thought was really interesting about her was how, a lot of people didn't realize that she was kind of a bully. And that was that's something that comes out, because a lot of that I think is kind of like swept under the rug, where we don't want anybody to think bad about us. We're just going to hide this under the rug. So that was kind of an interesting thing to see. Okay, I don't need this anymore. We're done scooping that up. Oh, that cool breeze coming in from over there is just wonderful. Let's mix up our Bix-It dough. Oh, dress up and hand out. I can't hand out candy here. The kids don't trick or treat out here. We're too far apart. It would be a scary event for a child to trick or treat out here. And first of all, they'd only be able to go to about 4 houses before they'd be exhausted. Because I have a 1/10 of a mile down my road here and another 1/10 of a mile down my road just to get to the side road. And so it's a long walk for little kids in costumes, and it's dark. There's no street lamps out here. We don't have street lamps out here, so it gets dark. We don't really celebrate Halloween either. Just an excuse for people to get drunk and party. For us, that's St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick. Yeah, see, Velveteen. Yeah, it's like, oh no, that's St. Patrick's Day. It's totally St. Patrick's Day. That's where we all go get drunk, and we have a thing called bar hopping, and you buy a ticket, and they have a bus that just takes you all the way around. I feel sorry for the bus driver. That has to be one. I'm hoping that he's like totally encapsulated to where he cannot hear, see, or smell anything that's happening in the back of the bus. Anything at all. Trick or treat. Hello, pastry divas. How are you today? Velveteen Rabbit. Some people need many excuses to drink. Some people don't need any excuse. I don't know what you're talking about. But tomorrow's a national, cinnamon roll day. So on Wednesday stream, guys, we are doing, in Sweden we have something called nut, but it's dying out because of Halloween. So what is that, Lex Mix? Is it like a holiday? Is it like an actual holiday? I wonder if famous people let kids trick or treat at their houses since they could leak the address that way. That's a good question. I can imagine, well, depends on where they live. If they're living in those huge mansions that are spread out, just kind of like my stuff is, might be kind of hard for them to actually go. Okay, here's a question for all of you. It is, and you can instantly snap your fingers and have it in front of you. If you were going to a Halloween party tonight, what would you dress up as? If you could get any costume you wanted, what would you dress up as for Halloween? I'm always kind of curious about that. I remember when I was a kid going trick-or-treating, you had the basic houses that you went through in your neighborhood, and back then we would get popcorn balls sometimes. We would get candied apples. Nowadays you wouldn't even remotely eat that unless you knew the person personally that you were getting it from, right? But if you got a remote piece of fruit or something like that, no, you wouldn't do that. And then most people gave out those little mini candy bars, but then there was this one street down in Southern California, and this was the rich people street. They gave out the full-size candy bars, right? But we had to drive over there, to get to it. And I will tell you right now, it's like, that's a street that every kid wanted to go up and down because you got the full-size candy bars. It was awesome. Wait, we have never heard of nut. Mermaid, oh, I like that, Pastry Divas. I like that. I would be a very fancy vampire with a big, pretty black dress. Oh, would you get like that high collar that comes up behind that just stands up and just kind of accentuates your face and the hair? I'm waiting for this to turn into Dade. Oh, Dade. Mandalorian, that would be a good one too, because this is the way, right? I mean, this is the way. That would be a good one too. That would be a good one too. Betty, what would you dress up as for Halloween? If you could be any costume at all. Money is not an object. If you wanted to have the set designers of Hollywood create not set designer, but a costume designer in Hollywood create an absolute perfect costume for you, what would it be? Wait, can I change my vote? Yes, you can change your vote. You can change your vote. I'm just kind of curious what everybody would want to be for Halloween, what you would dress up as. And how does that compare to something you dressed up as a kid? So when I was a kid growing up, my best costume and my worst costume was Casper the Friendly Ghost. And it had the white pants that you pulled up over your current pants, and it had a drawstring that you would tie, and then it had the like Casper's like body thing. And you had these hard little plastic masks that had these little bitty eyes, and my mom would go in and cut the eye holes a little bit bigger and file them because they would dig into your eyeballs. I mean, they would be like, ow, and you couldn't really see. Oh, they were horrible. And they were held on by this little tiny plastic band that was stapled to the mask. Horrible, dangerous costume. Horrible, dangerous costume. Nut, you could say, is more local in Vermland. Kid dressing, out getting candy. Okay, this is the way. But then again, Ghostbusters is coming out soon, and I do have a partial put together Patron pack. Oh, that would be awesome. Wait, Ghostbusters is coming out. What do you mean Ghostbusters is coming out soon? They already did the remake with all female cast, and now I hear they're trying to remake Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You know what? No, they need to leave John Hughes films alone and don't touch them. Don't touch them. I dressed up my 9-year-old son as a Christmas tree one year. That would be cute. One of those Wild West nightmare cowboys where like the horse, like you and the horse are like all bones. I'm just sad Stranger Things isn't coming out this Halloween. I still need to finish the very last season that was out. I haven't finished the last season. I think I have 6 more episodes. What if, since money is a problem, I could have multiple costumes? You could do that. You could do that. If money isn't an option, we could be whatever we wanted to be, right? I don't know. You know, to be honest with you, I'm trying to think of what I would actually do if I almost bought the costume, but I couldn't justify spending, I think it was going to work out to be about $95, almost $100 to wear a costume for one night. So I went to the dollar store and bought a bunch of little decorations instead. But I was going to buy the entire costume of, what's her name? From Hocus Pocus. Bette Midler's. Winifred? Was it Winifred that she played? Oh, book! You know, she's got the big red hair and all. I almost bought that costume, and I was like, I could have worn it probably for every single stream, but I was planning on just wearing it for Halloween because we are streaming on Halloween. And I was like, oh, what costume? I'll be Casper the Friendly Ghost, see? Casper the Friendly Ghost, friendliest ghost you know. It's about Egon's family that moved to his farmhouse after his... That's going to be good. Oh, I can't wait. I'm trying to think, I was like, oh gosh, of all the costumes I could be, if money wasn't an object, like what would that be? What would we actually want to be? Oh, I guess I should mix up these Bixits. We're gonna mix these up with a little bit of, wow, Casper, oh gee, I forgot about him. Yeah, and the Casper that I'm talking about is not from the movies, they're from the original cartoons. They started in black and white and then became color after that. I'm just gonna use, this is my Bixit mix, my Bixit. I'm saying Bixit because that's what my daughter used to call it, Bixits. I want a Bixit. So if this is supposed to be, oh, I forgot to add in my poultry seasoning. We need a half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, but I only half the recipe of that. So we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and I'm gonna add some fresh black pepper. I think black pepper, matter of fact, if you're making biscuits, I don't recommend using the round cutter because you end up with little pieces. You got to mash those together and they tend to get overmixed. Just pat your biscuit mixture out to where it's about an inch and a half tall, and then you can just cut it with a knife, or you can use your dough scraper and cut it. But always brush them with butter and put black pepper on them. It is a game changer. Actually cheered me up a bit when they described his death. Oh yeah, they did describe it. That is right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. 1995 movie cast was a massive cry buster for me. I read an article that the U.S. Gov have a defense strategy against zombies. Well, we all know that's how the world's going to end, right? That's what I'm prepping for. I'm prepping for the zombies. I'm prepping for the zombies. So this one's 3/4 of a cup of milk. We're just going to start off with about 1/4 of a cup and see how it comes together. We can always add more. I just don't want to overmix these. Oh, was that the falcon out there that was screeching at you? Okay, I thought I heard him when you opened the door. We have a peregrine falcon that hunts out here, and he flies real low along the fence line and flies all the way around. Yeah, so this is probably going to be just, I know that 1/4 of a cup will probably be just enough. Might need a little bit more, we'll see. We don't want to overmix our biscuits because then you get tough biscuits. And these are going to be steamed, so they're going to be a little bit fluffier than, I just want to mix this up now so this has a chance to. If zombies got me, they would starve. You just have to run faster than your neighbor. Or whoever else you're with. Has everybody here watched like the entire season of Walking Dead? I haven't finished the last season. I know another season's about ready to come out if it hasn't already. I need just... I'm prepping for the raiders. The zombies and vampires are easy. We know what they want. One thing, now the big unknown is the aliens. But I think there's a sign out there that we can't see that's somewhere out just past our solar system that says turn back. On the topic of zombies, apocalypses or such, Joanna Sita on YouTube describes her style as, if I wouldn't wear it during the apocalypse, I won't wear it now. I used to have all my corporate clothes and everything else. I don't have any corporate clothes anymore. You need a baked hazelnut Tosca cake. Oh my God, that just sounds amazing already. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this by hand a little bit. And then we're gonna add these, and these will only steam. How long do these steam for? Oh. Okay, whatever. I'm not stirring the mixture into the broth. Oh, that's what it wanted I'm just gonna do potato starch because it wants me to thicken the sauce, but I'm gonna thicken it with potato starch. I don't like thickening with cornstarch. Cornstarch to me is, ooh, I forgot about that. Oh, Derek. Cornstarch to me is grainy. I prefer potato starch. Okay, so we're just gonna let you sit there. We're just gonna let you sit there. One of the best quotes and deeds. Bumper sticker right there. What's a bumper sticker? I'm caught up on The Walking Dead too. This definitely. How are you? Welcome on in. Now you have a seat at the infinity table. All right, let's just get that out. Let's get this out of there too. We want all of our biscuits. I'm just going to mix this a little bit by hand, just to kind of incorporate all that. Oh my gosh, is that something I'm gonna have to add to my repertoire? So here's the nice thing. By making that, the biscuit dough, guys, look at this. So from now on, if I need a couple of biscuits or something, all I gotta do is just go in and then you can just pat these out. I would let them sit for a little bit, let the flour absorb the rest of that moisture. I have the hiccups, I'm sorry. And then you got biscuits. You can just bake these up. This right here, if I was to bake these out, this would probably make 2 or 3 biscuits, but I'm doing dumplings, so. Do you dye your hair silver to be more wise? No, it comes out this way. I am a silverback, and I've still got some of the color in my hair. We dyed my hair back in May. On May 11th, I dyed my hair for reaching 1,000 followers, so that That was a big milestone. And we're coming up, guys. You guys have been amazing. This community has been amazing. That when you guys come into the station, you know, you guys are following and hanging out. And we're almost at 2,000 follows, guys. I got to do something for 2,000 follows. I have all the time in the world right now, but I just can't watch the latest season. It just got boring. That's what my husband said. He said where it ended before the last season that came out and the next season that's coming out, he said he was fine with, but everything else he doesn't want to see. So I'm going to do so we're just going to roll these up. The community here is because of you. Oh, thank you for that pizza. It's a lot of fun. It truly is. If I'm not doing, you know, food safety, I'm cooking or vice versa, and I truly, no, your questions are never, no, your question, that's a valid question. That's a valid question. Well, not the wise part, because, you know, it's like, well, she may not be that wise. I've been around a while. I've seen a lot, done a lot. That's more, I will say this, Nerf, that is a heck of a lot more respectful than sometimes the comments that come in from trolls and whatnot, but I have amazing mods. I don't worry about it. I get some people that instantly come in here and start calling me granny or grandma, and it's like, I'm not a grandmother. I don't have any grandchildren. I have my daughter. Y'all met her. She is the light of my life, I will tell you. She is an amazing, amazing woman. Amazing. Menu Scooter, how are you? Okay, so now we've got all these little biscuit balls here. I'm going to add a tablespoon or so of cornstarch and a little bit of water. Cornstarch will, not cornstarch, potato starch. The potato starch, so you have cornstarch, which is a modified cornstarch. You have clear gel, which is a modified cornstarch of corn, which is designed for high heat, and that's why it's used in canning. You have arrowroot and you have potato starch. The only one you can use in canning is clear gel. But these are all forms of thickeners. You can even use just flour as a thickener, and that would be fine. But they will act a little bit differently, but most of your cornstarch, potato starch, arrowroot starch wants to have a little bit of cold water added with the starch, stirred up really good. And if you let it set, sometimes it'll get thick on the bottom. You just got to stir it up a little bit more before you add it. But the one thing that potato starch does different than cornstarch, so cornstarch, you put it in and then you cook it and you let it simmer until it gets to the thickness that you want. Potato starch, you better start stirring before you pour that in, because it'll go right down and make a big clump. But it does break up. It does break up. Hungry wolf. Yeah, as I go from favorite grandson to Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper is very dashing looking, though. Very dashing looking. I started going gray at 19, and I was pretty much completely gray by my mid-late 20s. I was pretty much all gray. And I'm waiting for so I got my hair cut in August. We're coming up on October, so in November, I'm going to cut my hair again, and that hopefully will cut out the rest of the purple and the rest of the pink. If you guys have ideas of something fun we could do for 2,000 follows once we get there, and that might be a while. I don't know how far away I am. I think I was at 1880 this morning. So we have a little bit. We have time to plan. But I'd like to. We got to come up with something fun. I would turn for Anderson Cooper not just because of his journalistic abilities. I couldn't tell you when mine started to turn, because I started dyeing my hair in my early 20s. There you go. But let me tell you, in the middle of the pandemic, when you go 6 months without dye, yes. And my thing was, when I colored my hair, it was red. And that's one of my other nicknames is red. And if you didn't get your hair colored in time, and it was a dark red, you look like a skunk if you had like a middle part, because you'd see all the gray roots and stuff. So that's why it's good to keep your hair cut short, because your hair, you can kind of fluff it up around the roots if you don't have time to get the roots done. But yeah, I say take the gray, I say rock it. Oh, I gotta add some cold water to this. Let's rock that gray hair. You gotta rock that gray right into your hair. We're gonna rock that gray right into your hair. Now I'm going to thicken up our soup before I put in the dumplings, because once you put the dumplings in, we're going to put the lid on, just let it set, and let that flour cook. Of course, it doesn't say in here. Cover the pan. Oh, it takes 10 minutes after we add the dumplings. We're almost there, guys. You're doing amazing. It took me 4 years to get 2,000 followers. I will say this, Duna. I will say this. It's not necessarily because I'm doing amazing. Very nice compliment. Thank you so much for that. I don't want to underplay that. However, let's look at where food and drink was 4 years ago and where food and drink is now. There is a much larger food and drink community. And because the food and drink community has really grown exponentially in the last 2 years, when I go back and I look at the statistics and check everything out, has really grown exponentially. In the last year, it's exploded, absolutely exploded. Well, last 2 years because of COVID-19, right? But the one thing that food and drink has going over the gaming community, the just chatting is still the biggest community on Twitch, but is the support that the food and drink streamers have for one another. And I have received some amazing support. I've gotten raids from, Chef Steve, Cooking with Kate, Claire Coffee, Rusty Rhymes, Chef John Reed. These are all really big streamers. And they've been so gracious to come over and raid with their family and their community. And then some of them have followed and hung out and stayed. And people go through all the different channels all the time and visit. Sometimes people are visiting 4 and 5 channels at once, which is fun. And that to me is, I think, what made it so much easier. I really think that's what made it a lot easier. Innocent whistle. Oh, rock the. So I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna rock it like it's hot. I was so close to tell the barber to dye my hair silver. Then I realized the aftermath of keeping the silver going. Some of it can, and some people, unfortunately, I'm lucky. My hair, when it's all the silver, is silver. Some people, their hair turns white, which can tend to turn yellow. So you have to use a special rinse in your hair to remove the yellow and keep like the bright white. But that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I work in fire EMS field, and my hair is to my lower back. So when I put it up, I just toss a band down. Oh, there you go. There you go. And thank you for being a first responder. That's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love small amounts of good food, but my gut can't handle big amounts of bad food. And that's another thing too, is a lot of times people think, oh, I can't eat that, it upsets my stomach. And it's not that upsets your stomach, it's that sometimes you may eat more than you should have. Maybe it's high fat and you can't have high fat, maybe it's high sodium, you can't have high sodium. So that can do that to you. That can do that to you. Let's see where we're at on our potatoes. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are very close. I would say in 2 to 3 minutes we will be able to add. Just want to stir that a little bit. We may have to add just a little bit more chicken stock because I don't want that to get too dry. And that's the nice thing about cooking. If you have gosh darn it. So this is my cast iron, lodge pot, but it has a very tight fitting lid. So you notice there's no steam escaping unless that thing was at a really horrible fast boil. But you notice there's no steam escaping from here. So we're not getting a lot of evaporation. I guess is what I'm trying to say there. Random question time. If you could have your nails painted, what color would it be? I have not had my nails painted in probably 15 years. No, longer than that. Unless my daughter comes up, and then sometimes she makes me do weird things that I don't normally do. But if I had to have them done, I think that they would be, I don't want them to be just one color. Do they have to be just one color? 15 years, and it's probably longer than that. Actually, I graduated from culinary school in 2007, and I stopped painting my fingernails before I started culinary school in 2005. So, yeah. I just want to add a little bit more liquid to that. There we go. Whatever color you want. Ooh, okay. So I would have to say there was a color I saw on a woman's nails that if you were just to walk by, you'd say, oh, she has on black nail polish. But if you were sitting there having a conversation with her and she's moving her hands around or whatever, it was kind of like like opalescent, like you could see like the shimmer, like sometimes they would look green or sometimes they would look purple or pink or whatever. And that was like the neatest. They have so many wonderful, polishes and stuff like that, that now it's like, but I keep my normal, these are too long. My nails are here, I got junk inside my nails, but those are way too long for me. I normally have these cut way farther down, way farther, and that all goes back from culinary school. That's where I started it. Oh, he's got water. I dyed my hair black once with reddish blue hue. It looked like Coca-Cola. See, that'd be kind of cool too. That would be kind of cool too. Maybe it is holographic. Yeah, because it had like a weird shimmer to it. Do you want a snack? Well, this is going to be about another 10, 15 minutes. That's the rabbit stew. Audrey enjoys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the raid. What were you streaming? Oh my gosh. You brought your family over here to meet my family. I cannot thank you enough for that. That is absolutely wonderful, wonderful. Little Squishy, I am doing great. How are you doing? Raiders, welcome on in. My name is Kanara. I'm a food and drink streamer here on Twitch. And today we're starting our Halloween Fest. We're doing all horror and thriller. And today we're kicking it off with Fatal Attraction. And we're making rabbit stew. If you haven't seen the movie Fatal Attraction, made in 1987, it's still the #1 horror thriller stalker type movie. So welcome on in, you guys. So Raiders, if you guys are doing old gal a huge favor, do me a solid. I think that's what the young kids are saying these days, or maybe they said that 12 years ago. I really don't know. But right down there is my picture, and I'm laughing because I'm having such a good time. If you could click that logo of me, that brings you right back into my stream. That helps my numbers out when I need them to count, and that would be awesome. Boiling a bunny, yeah. So in the movie, I don't want to give this away. Okay, so Raiders, who here has not seen Fatal Attraction in 1987? It could be due to an age thing. But Audrey, wait a minute, I'm scrolling back up here. Audrey, what were you streaming today? Halloween Fest. Oh, little squishy. If you guys haven't, do it. Dave, can we get a link for the Discord, please? Up in the announcement section, help yourself. Up in the announcement section, I have the entire October schedule. It's all based on horror and thriller, guys. But Derek, can you do that in another room? That's like really loud in here. But what we're doing on Wednesday is we're doing, like, if you're going to throw a Halloween party, what would be some cute, creepy, eerie foods that you could actually cook? Thank you so much. Not a raider, but I have seen it. Hand is up. That's a cute little emoji. That's a really cute emoji. Heavenly Wave, hello, how are you? You guys, my mom is so good at cooking, but then she says she hates doing it. When I'm there, I ask her my help, and she always sighs and gives me a rubbish job. Maybe I should not be in the kitchen, but her cooking is lovely. You know what? Maybe just walk up and say, oh, here, I'll peel those potatoes for you. Oh, here, let me chop those up for you. Hey, if you want to go taste that, make sure it's got all the yummy stuff going on, I'll go ahead and take care of these mushrooms for you and just do it. Just get in there and do it. Yay, I'm home for Halloween. What? I need to go. Gonna email some people early in the morning. Crocs, I know it's late for you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for being here on a Sunday. And we're gonna have some more fun, more Halloween shenanigans that we're gonna continue doing throughout the entire month. I'm doing pretty good. My weekend was really good. We started decorating. Some of my decorations fell down there. But we need to figure out where to put the eyeballs. I gotta figure out where to put those at. Okay, so I think the potatoes are probably done enough. Let's put in our dumplings. These are just little quick dough balls that we made. And you can make up biscuit mix, guys. Oh wait, no, we gotta do this stuff first. Okay, so remember I told you it kind of gets hard again, so you wanna mix this all. I adore your kitchen. What a cozy feeling. Little squishy, thank you for that. I adore my kitchen too. I'm very lucky. I'm truly lucky. But I will tell you, I have seen some fabulous food and drink streamers who have a very small kitchen, and they do some amazing work in there. But you learn how to work in your environment, right? You learn how to work. Okay, so that's probably pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna put my measuring spoons over here so I don't need those anymore. We're going to put our potato starch in there. I don't use cornstarch, so okay, here's one of our, that's one of our legs, I think it is. So this is already thickening up. That's amazing. That's perfect. Exactly what I want. I prefer cornstarch over, I prefer potato starch over cornstarch. And potato starch you can usually find at Asian markets. I've been using potato starch for quite a long time. So we're going to add these are just little dumplings that we're putting in. That's smarts. And now we wait. And now we wait, guys. Put eyeballs. Oh, let me show you the eyes. These won't fit in a jar of pickles. I love rabbit. Rabbit's good stuff. This eyeball isn't moving around as much. Ooh, I put that down in the warm water. Let's get these cleaned up here. Good luck with the emails. Yes. Rabbit's good stuff. A lot of people don't eat rabbit. I think a lot of people are intimidated by rabbit. And depending on where you're from, rabbit can also be expensive. So, but it's a great meat. It's if you've never had rabbit before, I suggest trying it in something like tacos. You can get some rabbit meat. You can even cook it up in the Instant Pot and make yourself some tacos because it's going to absorb that seasoning for the meat really, really well. Really, your streams are always so comfortable and calming to watch. They always put a smile on my face. Pizza obsessed. That is a really, really nice thing to say. Thank you for that. Those kind of comments right there just absolutely make my day. As streamers, we don't know if I hope we're putting out good content you guys want to watch because you guys keep coming back and hanging out, but you just never know. Geek boy, how are you? Which is nice because pizza is savory. That's a cute thing to say. Rabbit is yummy. I want to be able to try it again. Wait a minute. Did you put on there? Oh, so Audrey, the other thing is I've got to figure out a way to get them to show up better on my fridge. I have these gel things, enter if you dare. I'm putting it here on my apron so you can kind of see what it says there. And they'll stick to this really, really well. But Dave had a good idea of putting something on there first because these have to stick to something like plastic or metal. And I've got to think of something I can put up there first that would make them easier to see. That I can just tape it to the fridge. That's fine. I don't mind that. But Audrey, what were you streaming today? Oh, you made your pups loves turkey and cheese sandwich, rice and sliced apples. You're such a good one. That is such a good thing to do, especially having, even your animals and pets want fresh food. They don't always just want dry food out of the bowl. It's like a cute version of chicken, and the parts come out. So the front legs, which have no connective joint or anything, but the front legs kind of look like the wings of a chicken. And the back legs kind of look like the leg and drumstick of the chicken. Then you've got the back loin. Have a great rest of your day. Pizza Obsessed, thank you so much for coming in today. Happy Sunday to you, and I hope the week is amazing for you. Everybody should pick a goal and try and get it done. Everybody should pick a goal and try and get it done. Yeah, so we're having our mason jar wine because, we can. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Nom, 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 nom. That's probably a lot better. That for a relatively cheap bottle of wine, that is not shabby at all. So we are going to put out our, again, I didn't set my timer. Wine rate. I like that. Okay, so those are probably been in what, like a minute? Maybe 2 minutes. We'll do 7. We're going to check them in 7 minutes. We are going to check those in 7 minutes. But what I am going to do is to make sure that my mic doesn't go. The Rode Go mics, I really like these Rode Go mics a lot. However, the battery life, they say 7 hours in battery life. You do not get 7 hours in battery life. You might get a good solid 4 hours. I shouldn't. Well, we'll just do it like this. There we go. I'll just pull that down through there, and that'll kind of hold that in place. Actually, the first time I shot a rabbit was with a shotgun. I didn't want to eat it. Oh yeah, that's a little overkill. That's a little overkill. I think that most people hunt rabbits with snares. We're going to keep the salt out. We're going to keep the. When did it want the seasoned salt? Okay, by the way, I have had this jar the seasoned salt that's in here is not the seasoned salt that came with this jar. Wait a minute, is there an expiration date on this? No. I mean, salt doesn't really have an expiration date on it. The spices would be for... There's no expiration date on this at all. It might have been on the lid at one time. I just keep my jars, I just keep refilling them. Is snare hunting legal? That probably depends on where you're at. It probably depends not only by state, if you're in the United States, but probably also by county. I shot a rabbit in my pajamas once. What it was doing in my pajamas, I don't know. Betty. So here's a good question. I talked my husband into a dehydrator to make jerky with extra deer meat after we had processed everything. Yes. Now keep in mind that when you dehydrate jerky, so we're gonna do a little safety thing here, guys. We're waiting for the dumplings to get done. You can do your jerky two ways. Either way you do it, it doesn't matter. Either way is fine. You can either marinate your meat in a liquid marinade for anywhere between 4 hours. I think it's no longer than 12 hours. And then you put the marinade and the meat on the stove and you pre-cook it. And you take it out and you drain it really well, and then you put it into your dehydrator and you dehydrate it. Or you can take the raw meat and you can slice it really, really thin, pre-freeze it a little bit and slice it really thin and do a dry rub on it, and you put it into the dehydrator. But you still have to cook it when it comes out of the dehydrator. So you're gonna put it in your dehydrator at about 150 degrees. It's gonna take anywhere between 12 and 18 hours, depending. You might have to shift your trays around a little bit. But once it gets done, you're gonna turn your oven on to, I have to get the right time for you, and I'll have that in the Discord. I will put that in the Discord. But you have to turn your oven on. I think you put it at 275. You put your oven at 275. You lay all the jerky out in like a single layer on cookie sheets, and you put it in the oven for 10 minutes. And that brings it up past that 165 marker, which kills foodborne pathogens. Dehydrating does not kill foodborne pathogens. So there is that safety thing in there. I do want to make sure that people know that. Ari, hello. Thank you so very much for that. I try to be. I'm a PG-13 stream. You know, that's just the way it is. And I go into other streams where they're not PG-13, and I'm okay with that. That's their stream. This is how I am when I'm working. I work for Oregon State University, so I teach food. I teach classes on home food safety. I teach classes on home food preservation. I'm a professional food preserver. I also teach classes on emergency prep. So I do my stream like if I'm just talking to, you know, coworkers, or if I'm teaching one of my classes or whatever. I try to make it fun and entertaining with just having a good time in here. Oh, I want to try this now. Yes. I also have a really good rub on that. I've never had rabbit. I've heard it needs to hang for some days. It can be a somewhat tough meat, and I think that's could also be part of the breed. This has been simmering now for probably right at 2 hours. We're probably right at that 2 hour mark. I'm just waiting for the dumplings to cook. And we completely broke the rabbit down. So if you guys go back and watch the VOD, I do break the rabbit down for you guys and show you how to break a rabbit down. It's cheaper for you to buy the whole rabbit than to buy one broken down, just like on a chicken. If you go buy the whole chicken right now, well, my grocery store wants $1.48 per pound for a chicken, which I find absolutely outrageous. But meat's going up everywhere. I would rather buy 5 chickens, and then I can break them down however I want, leave one whole for maybe a nice roasting chicken or something like that. But yeah, we do the dry rub. And I think the dry rub is better. I think you get much better flavor. You get much better seasoning because it's actually adhering to the meat, whereas when you take the meat out of the brine, you only get whatever actually soaked in. So I do like that. I do like that method. He bought a slicer behind my back. I was very strongly opposed to having one in my home. The diner scene of the Children of the Corn made me deathly afraid. Are you talking a mandolin? Or are you talking a meat? Oh, you're talking the meat slicer. I love my meat slicer because when I cure my bacon, I cure about 15 pounds of pork belly to make my bacon, and that's my bacon for the year. And let me tell you, when you have a meat slicer and you can just and just slice those, everything sliced to the perfect thickness. Oh, I forgot to take out some bacon out of the freezer. I meant to do that. I forgot about that scene. I did too until Velveteen just mentioned that. Oh, but see, my Children of the Corn experience is the original Children of the Corn, where they actually did the freeze frame, and it was very cutting edge, because the children would look and they would freeze the camera, and they would, for the next however many frames it took to make, like 5 seconds, they would white out the eyes on every single frame so that when they turned and looked at it, it had these glowing eyes. That's all you focused on. You didn't really realize that the picture wasn't moving in the background. Zen rhythm. It is. It really is. You get that in there. I'm terrified of in-sync garbage. Okay, so Dade, yes. Whenever something goes into the garbage disposal and I have to reach my hand in there to get it out, first of all, everybody has to be out of the kitchen. There is nobody allowed in the kitchen if I have to put my hand in the garbage disposal. Nobody's allowed in the kitchen because I'm afraid that somebody, because how often do you go over to somebody's house and you go to turn on the light but you turn on the garbage disposal? Everybody has to be out of the kitchen. But now I go one step further. I get underneath the sink and I unplug it from the wall. So if there's a power surge, I'm always afraid that the power's going to go out while I'm in there digging for whatever it is I'm digging, and the power's going to come back on, and the garbage disposal is going to come on when the power comes on. That has never, ever happened in my entire life, where the power goes out and the power comes back on, and I have a garbage disposal turn on. But that's in my brain. That's what's going to happen. I would never put my hand in. My mother, in her brilliance, thought, yeah, it's okay. Let's take a young child to see a movie in the theaters back in the day. Derek and I went and saw the South Park movie. That's an adult content movie. There are things done, said, and seen in that cartoon that are for adults. It is rated R for adults. And when it first came out, this woman came in, and I think she was an aunt because they weren't calling her mom, and she had 3 young children with her that ranged from the age of like 5, maybe 6 or 7, and maybe 9 years of age, 2 boys and a girl. And they came in to watch the cartoon, and the kids were all excited to see this cartoon. And it was like, I have to say something to her, because maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she does know, it's none of my business. But if I don't say something, it's all in how you word it. I just kind of leaned over and said, you know this cartoon's rated R for language, sexual content, and some other things that may be seen? And she goes, yeah, but it's just a cartoon. Okay. So I think it was 20 minutes into the movie. She's marching those kids out of the theater. Marching those kids out of the theater. Okay, guys. Let's see how our... Oh, look at the dumplings. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. It's the dumplings. Oh, my gosh. Boop. Look at those dumplings, guys. Look how these just fluffed up. Look at that. And they absorb some of that stock. And the stock, is the soup in here is a nice thick soup. So we're going to kind of move these. Oh, this smells so rich. This was cooked in chicken stock. So guys, this was, we took our rabbit, we dredged it in flour, we put a little bit of salt and pepper on the rabbit, dredged it in flour, we browned it in some butter so it took on that nice toasted butter flavor, because when the milk fat burns, that's where you get that lovely layer of flavor in there. We then deglazed our pan with about 2 cups of wine and 2 cups of chicken stock. We added our onion, we added our rabbit. We let that simmer for a while. We sauteed some mushrooms and added the sauteed mushrooms to this stock. We added our herbs and spices, some carrots, some celery, and some potatoes, and then we put our dumplings over the top. I'm ready to eat. I don't know about you are. I am ready to eat. But I need a ladle. With ladle, 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 ladle I will play. Ladle, ladle, ladle. So first, I want to get some of this. I want to get some of the veggies in here first, and then I'm going to pick up a piece of this meat and put it right on top. This is a hearty dish, guys. This is not a... I just want to make sure that's turned off. Oh, that is so hot. So this is one of the ones that's one of the wings. Let's see if we can find one of the thighs in here. One of the hindquarters. Or the loin. If I can find the loin, that would be... Whoa, hello. Okay. Oh, I got the loin. I got the loin. So, oh. Now these dumplings are done with sage in them. You don't have to. I put the sage in last. So this way I've got the biscuit dough. I can use that for anything I want to use that for later. And guys, we have, that's why. It's pointed over there. Let me get my wine glass. Oh, maybe we'll just leave the wine glass in there. How about that? So guys, this is rabbit soup. This is done, like I said, with the loin. So this would be the back portion of the chicken. Delicious and nutritious. Tastes just like chicken. Name that movie. Name that movie. I'll have to take a better picture of this after we taste it because I want to be able to get. That's good enough for now. That's good enough for now. Get the loin. Get the loin. I'm telling you, and I really, this is one of those times, guys, I really wish you could smell how decadent this smells. Where is my spoon? We will also get a knife. We're going to take off some of that meat. I could probably do this just with my fork. Yeah, we're going to just, look at this. Look how this, hang on. You guys can't look at this if I don't put this over here. You guys can just see how the meat is just peeling away from the back. Look at that, just peeling away. And if you guys notice, let me stab this up here so you guys can actually see it. That's not going to help them. Come on, get off of there. All right, we're going to grab this one. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. I just don't want that to drip anywhere. You guys can see it looks it looks like white meat chicken, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Can we delete that, please? That would be awesome. Lincoln, here's the deal. This is a fun stream. You are welcome into the stream to hang out and have a good time. But to put something like that up in there right now, you're just nothing but a troll, and I ain't got time for you. So bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you later. And if you'd be so gracious, let the door hit you on the way out, because maybe it'll knock some sense into you. Dave, I will let you get rid of that if you don't mind. Because that dude is a piece of work. That dude is a piece of work. Thank you, DJ. We don't play those kind of games in here. I don't understand when people come in and do that. It's like, oh, I want to come in and drop every foul word I know because I'm 12 years old. I'm going to say them in public for the first time. Or they come off and say, oh, you didn't see it? Oh, it was a doozy, Dave. It was a doozy. But that's okay. It's gone now. Yeah, we're going to add all those kind of things on there. All the love for the mods. Mod hype right there, man. Mod hype. Mod hype. So anyway, got this beautiful stuff. We got this beautiful rabbit meat. That's a big bite, though, because I want to get the other stuff in there, too. But this just literally pulls away from the bone. We're going to get all that lovely meat in here. He's all nervous about eating rabbit. He doesn't know he's eaten rabbit before. When I went to culinary school and stuff like that, we'd always bring home our leftovers, always. And a lot of times it was rabbit. I'm going to put that back in the pan, let that meat get in there. Oh, sorry guys. I know that's a horrible, horrible sound. I didn't see it. Yeah, well, it actually got auto-blocked, auto-mod. I keep my auto-mod at about 2, and it got auto-blocked, so the only ones who can see it is me and the mods. My mods are tough, though. They can handle it. They can handle it. All right, first we're going to let's just try just a piece of the meat, shall we? Oh, my nose is itching. Something fierce. We'll get a little bit of that stock in here. Let's try just some of this meat. It smells so good because everything was cooked in butter, so it smells very rich and very decadent. And it was cooked in wine, so there is that too, you know. Rocky Horror. Are we doing the time warp? That's one movie we watch every Halloween. Every Halloween, we watch the Rocky Horror Film Fest. Well, not Film Fest, but the Rocky Horror Film. Heck yeah, I love the time warp. That is so good. Oh my gosh. We're gonna try one of the dumplings. I want to see how tender the dumpling is. Let's try the dumpling with a piece of carrot. Let's try the dumpling with 2 pieces of carrot. Because we can. I think I just saw that recently, Geek Boy. Did he do it on Twitter? Not Twitter. Didn't he do it on TikTok? I gotta show you the inside of one of these dumplings, guys. We gotta see the inside of this. This is just, it's so soft. That's what I use to scrape the. Because remember, these are steamed dumplings, so they're not gonna. Okay, come on, get in there. I just want to cut up a little bit. Okay, that's good enough. So these are steamed dumplings, right? So they're not going to have that nice crust on the outside, but they get, I don't know if that's, I can't see the screen if it's focusing. They get a beautiful crumb on the inside. Beautiful, beautiful crumb on the inside. I think I linked it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, hocus pocus. Come on. Oh, this is so good. Let's get a little piece of meat with that one too. That is so good. It's very rich. Now, for those that don't want to use alcohol, we know that some people just don't like the flavor of alcohol. Maybe they're a recovering alcoholic. Maybe they just don't want anything to do with alcohol. That's okay. You can still do this with chicken stock. And you could give it a little bit more of that rich flavor by adding a little bit of, what's that called sauce? Worcestershire sauce. I can't say that, so we call it what's that called sauce. Or even a little bit of Maggi sauce. I'll show you what the Maggi sauce is. And you wouldn't have to add a lot. You might add a couple of tablespoons, but this is Maggi seasoning. My grocery store also sells this in the big gallon containers. Hocus Pocus. I would love to do, but Hocus Pocus isn't available for streaming right now. It was on sale in July through Vudu, but now it's not on sale. I would love to do like a, where we all watch Hocus Pocus together. I'm not much into Hocus Pocus. I'm Rocky Horror, Nightmare Before Christmas. That's another good one, Velveteen. Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, I love that. Oh, it might be streaming on Disney. I didn't think about it being on Disney. Let's see how our potatoes came out. Perfect, they're not mushy. They're not mushy at all. They still have a bite to them, not crunchy. I don't want crunchy potatoes in my stew. I don't want crunchy potatoes on my stew at all, but that, I'm telling you guys, oh, and there's a, let's try it. We didn't get a mushroom last time. Let's do them. Oh, and there's, all right, here's the money shot. I just gotta get some of the drippings out. Oh gosh. Okay. Can you guys see that? We got some meat, we got a mushroom. I'm dripping all over my hand, but that's okay. And a dumpling. To be honest with you guys, I wouldn't lie to you. I prefer this over a beef stew, hands down. Hands down. I love the time warp. Let's do the time warp again. Okay, we're gonna do the hokey pokey. And then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hip and bring your knees in tight. And I won't do the other part because, you know, I'm PG-13. You all know the song. You all know the song, I confirm. It's on Disney. They have a Halloween tab. One year, what was the station? I think it was TBS. I don't get cable anymore. We cut the cable. Best thing we ever did in our life. But on TBS, they were doing like their Halloween fest, right? Of all the Halloween movies. One of the movies they had on there for Halloween was Frozen. How is that a Halloween movie? They had like 5 films and it had nothing to do with Halloween at all. I was like, this. See, we did the whole when I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it was towards the end. Like now, if you went to a theater, they don't let you, you brought in your bag and you had your squirt gun with the water for, the windshield wipers. You had toast for a toast, and everybody throw their toast and all that kind of stuff. They don't let you bring stuff into the theaters anymore, which is unfortunate. That's a sad state of affair. But it was so moxification. Hello, how are you? How are you? Disney does not understand. Disney does not know the way. I mean, they kind of do, because they kind of did the whole Mandalorian thing, but they don't know the way. Drumsy, peach jars, hello. Yeah, we need to all do like I think that'd be kind of fun. Oh, and then you get the people that would dress up, you know, and they would go, and they would be up on the stage because, you know, the screen was so much higher. There was just like a stage thing there, and they would get up and they'd perform all the roles, and then people would take turns, and they would switch out roles and they would take turns. It was such entertainment. And when the actors would be up on there, you know, the people who were in the audience dressed up, when they'd get up to act, they'd kind of turn the house lights up a little bit so you could actually watch them and enjoy their performance. Because face it, these people worked hard on their costumes, memorizing the lines, getting the vernacular down, everything. Would you do the hokey pokey for $100? I mean, if I have to put my right foot in and take my right foot out and put my right foot in and shake it all about, and do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Okay, there you go. I'll do the hokey pokey. As they throw bags. Oh, I'll tell you, and the whole the whole movie is just fun. Now you must pay $100. 100 real Monopoly dollars. Oh yeah, I'll do the hokey pokey. I also used to always sing the song, and my daughter, I don't know if she's still here or not, she would hate it because the whole thing, I knew an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. I would do the entire song for her. Sometimes while we were driving to school. Maybe she'd be nervous about a test or like a final exam, or maybe there was something where she had to do a presentation, she'd be nervous. So instead of having her think about it all the way to school and get more nervous, because it was usually the first class, I would sing some stupid song about that. And that way, she'd forget about it, you know? It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
No way. No way. Is that real? That is not, is that real? Drumsy, are you kidding me? Oh my, that is crazy. That is crazy. Drumsy, oh my gosh, Drumsy, thank you. Thank you. They're small words, I know, they're just two little small words, but they truly come from my heart. Oh my God, I've never had anybody do that. Wow, thank you. Tenacious. Score. Wow. Thank you very, very much. That was Emoki. Hello. Thank you for that follow. Now you're part of the family. Now you guys can't leave. You've got a seat at the infinity table. You can't leave. Drumsy, seriously, that Drumsy. Oh my God. You guys, there's no way. No. You guys. Oh.
Yeah.
Peace jars. Thank you so very much for your donation. Oh my gosh, that, oh, right? Right, DJ? Let me tell you, that gets an old woman's heart pounding right now. It's like, well, there we go. She just threw 4 more platelets. That's it, 4 more platelets just went through the artery track right there. I sing, roll, roll, row your boat. We don't have a proper, yes, we do. We have the hype. We have exclamation hype at their name, Dade. Remember, we put that in there. We put that in there. Okay, so wait, so we can do, look at exclamation point, hype, Drumsy, and then exclamation point, hype. Oh, wait, I can't see, my eyes are watering. I'm onioning, guys. I am onioning. Peach jars, I'm onioning. There we go. Don't freak out, but there's a ghost behind you. I know, I was kind of nervous about that. I feel like I'm being watched. I feel like I'm being watched. Oh my gosh. You guys, wow, thank you for that follow, Tenacious. Now you have a seat at the infinity table. Drumsy and Peach Jar, I don't, did you come in with a raise? I mean, that's huge. I mean, wow. Okay, well, I think that warrants more wine. I think that warrants a lot more wine, actually. That was absolutely, that blew me away. That absolutely blew me away. I rated with Barbecue Boy. I'm so glad he came back to streaming. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for them and the new baby. We have, I know 3 of them. Climbing Chef, have a new baby. Ingrediology, have a new baby. Barbecue Boy, having a new baby. I think it does too. I mean, that is just, I don't often get speechless and teary-eyed on chat. That did it. That did it. That did it. Holy cow. I never thought doing a hokey pokey would. Who now? The old gal still got moves, guys. The old gal still has moves. Holy gosh, that is just incredible, guys. So guys, if you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord, ! Discord. I had to unfollow someone to follow you. Oh, you can have unlimited follows. Oh wait, can you have unlimited follows? I don't know. That's one thing I don't know. Is there a limit on follows? You can't have unlimited follows. I did not know that. So what is the limit on follows? I always follow people. I like to, lend support and help. You will find out. You will find out the minute you try to follow and it says you reach your maximum amount of follows. Lindsay, I'm so sorry. I'm late evening. Lindsay, that is okay. Whatever time you come in, it's the right time. Whether it's in the beginning, in the middle, or towards the end, it's the right time for you, and that's all that matters. That is all that matters. I love having people come in. I love having people hang out and just having fun. And then we just had 2 just incredible tips dropped into the channel. Absolutely incredible. And it'll spin around. You didn't spin this time, Carl. Carl's supposed to spin so you can see his face. And Mabel's over there. Mabel's over in the corner. I just named that one. That one wasn't named before. It's named now. Good Lord, 2,000? 2,000? I don't know how many I'm at right now. But yes, we do have our, and I'm gonna figure out how to do the other decorations on the refrigerator. It's stainless steel, but I can't put magnets on it. But these are gelatin. They're made out of gel. But I know they're hard to see because of reflection on the refrigerator. So I'm trying to think of what I could cover my refrigerator in that would be a non-reflective color that would still allow the gel things to stick. Because saran wrap would be a color. I don't know. I'm going to try and figure this out. Yeah, 2,000? I can't imagine following 2,000 people. Hope you don't get a fright when you come down for a drink at 2 a.m. Weirder things have happened. In our old house, we had a mirror that was hung up in the entryway, like a roundish shaped mirror one time. And I went into the kitchen to get a drink, and this is like right after we hung it. And I came out of the kitchen, and it's at night and it's dark, but there were street lights, so it was like a little tiny bit of light. And I came out and I saw myself, and I thought somebody was in the house standing there, and I screamed. So yeah. Saran wrap, yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. Saran wrap would still be the mat. But they have that stuff it's by Glad, and it's called cling wrap. But it's like opaque, and you can just tear it off, and it will cling to like the top of like your bowl or something like that. Maybe we could use that. And I can just do, like this portion like right here, so we can hang stuff. Now, Rowan's picture I did have to take down. Rowan is the son of the girl who bakes. He's a toddler, and he sent me a picture for my birthday, which I absolutely love, and it's been hanging on my fridge. I did have to take it up, but it's going back up after Halloween. Can you get those plastic tablecloths? That's an idea too, DJ. Oh, look at you guys thinking of ideas. I don't know why it is, but whenever I follow a streamer, it's going offline after 2 days. I follow about 35 streamers, and 15 of them are offline. Yeah, because people follow people stream at all different times. Nikki, thank you for coming in. Thank you for that follow. Happy Sunday. Now you have a seat at the infinity table, and you get to pick out your chair. Dollar Tree plastic tablecloth. I have to find one that doesn't have a pattern on it, like just plain color. And it couldn't be black because these are black. So maybe I could find one that's like white. Because that would, let's face it, if it's white, it would at least show it. I might have to go to the Dollar Tree store tomorrow. I have to go check the mail because there's a t-shirt coming in that I ordered. It's going to be our limited time t-shirt for December, guys. I'm going to release it in November. But I'm having it come in, it's supposed to be in, I think, on Monday. So we can see how it looks. Halloween orange. And with Halloween being out right now, they might have that. Because I want to get some like Halloween, like spider webs to put up, like the old-fashioned spider webs. We call it alfoil here, but when you pronounce, well, aluminum is actually pronounced, I think, aluminium. But for some reason, we say aluminum. It's supposed to be aluminium. Ooh, are you going to show us the shirt in Discord? Yes, but for right now, no. I just ordered me one. I want to make sure the placement is right before we go live with the shirts. And then we'll go live probably like mid-November so people have time to get them printed and have them in. But I'm so excited. We do not pronounce aluminum. Aluminum is not a word. Aluminium is a word. Aluminium is a word. Aluminum is not a word, rather. Why isn't it a word? Now I'm curious. Why wouldn't that be a word? It's like, that's a word to me. I like the idea of the tablecloth, but I have to think of very little to tape to it there. I could easily here tape it to here, and underneath there, I can make it work. I'll try and find a way to make that work. I would definitely try to find a way to make that work. The metal is called aluminium. Well, alumin. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, aluminium. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, you know what? It is now. It is now because I said. I thought about the double-sided stick tape. If it's like one of the little cheapy ones, that would work. But if it's one that has the felt on the bottom, which would probably be too heavy to hang. So yeah, that double-sided. So I have to pick up a tablecloth and I pick up double-sided stick tape. I can do that. We just use it wrong. Greetings and salutations. Oh my gosh, Mish Mish, can we get a shout out for Mish Mish, please? Mish Mish is another food and drink streamer, guys, that I am telling you puts food on a plate that is art and extremely good and tasty. The girl can cook. The girl can cook, guys. Definitely, if you guys like food and drink streamers, you guys like to watch, people, preparing food, she is definitely one to watch. Definitely one to watch. And she calls me her auntie, and I love that so much. I sent her a picture. I don't know. Oh, I saw that on Facebook, actually. I think I saw that picture. I was posting one of my streams. That's the only thing I do on my Facebook. I post what my streams are going to be. I don't really do anything else on Facebook. But I saw this candle that said that the scent was favorite auntie. And it's really funny, too, because Mish Mish. It says wine breath, and you know it's going to be good conversation. And here I am, drinking my wine out of a mason jar. You should bring out a cookbook. Okay, so Lindsay, I thought about that. That's funny that you should mention that. So I have all these recipes from my mother-in-law and grandmother, stuff like that. They're all started back in the cookbook. Derek's grandma, not my grandma, excuse me. Derek's grandmother started her cookbook in 1910 or 1911. When I say cookbook, I don't mean something for publication. Girls were given a recipe book. They learned to cook, beside their mother or grandmother or whatever, and they had to write down the ingredients of the recipe, not the technique. You were supposed to know that. And so I've got all these recipes, and I thought about taking those recipes and making an old cookbook, an old new cookbook, where the recipe card would be seen in the back of like the background, and then in the front would be it redone with modern can sizes. We don't do our cans by size. We say, go get a 13-ounce can of tomato sauce. They would, or like the number 10 cans, which are like the big cans, the number 14 cans. We don't label them that way. They would say, add 1 egg lard. And everybody's like, what the heck is 1 egg lard? Well, that's where you scoop lard on a spoon. Hang on. There we go. That's really good stuff. On a spoon like about this big, and you keep scooping it until it was the shape of an egg, and that would be about 1 egg of lard, and that's how you measured out your lard. So yeah, I would love to find out and we've done a couple of them. We did a meatloaf I was very leery of the meatloaf. The meatloaf was stuffed with sweet pickles, carrots, and hard-boiled eggs. Whole hard-boiled eggs, peeled, not in the shell, peeled, but hard-boiled eggs. And it was really good. And the reason why they added the eggs, it was to make meat go farther. This was a World War II recipe at the beginning of World War II when rationing was starting. And you only had a pound or a pound and a half of hamburger, and you had to feed your family. And a lot of people had big families. So by adding carrots, like carrot sticks, adding sweet pickles, which are cheap to do, you grew your cucumbers, you pickled them and whatever, and then adding hard-boiled eggs made that meatloaf go a lot farther. Did I just see what I saw? I don't know. What did you see? My nose is running now from the whole tip thing that got me all going. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands after that. Ooh. There we go. Get my. Well, now I have to know, Nerf. What did you just see that you think you saw that you might have seen that you're not sure of? Yes, the answer is obviously Mish Mish. Thank you for those biddies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the best. I can't stay long. What are you streaming today? What are you making today? What's going into the skillet, the pot, the oven, the instant pot, the Dutch oven? I'm trying to think of all the different things we cook with and all the cake pan. I wants to hear. Suki. I'm telling you guys, this stew, I will have this recipe in the Discord for sure. I've not posted the Korean dish first. I'm sorry about that, guys. I totally forgot about that. I will post the samgyetang, which is it's a very plain soup. It's those 4 sauces that make it. And the 2 best sauces are the ones that I'm going to post. The one that was the salted sesame seed oil and the sweet and sour soy. And I just dumped all those into the pot and mixed them in. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So good. Well, guys, we need to take this party someplace. I like this song. You're doing nice today, Pretzel Rock. You're doing nice. Crispy baked turkey wings with braised cabbage and scalloped potatoes. Scalloped potatoes are one thing that I really miss being dairy-free, but the milk that I use as a dairy is a lactose-free milk, so I could use that. I can get lactose-free half and half, which is great. I got some stuck in my tooth. But for the other cheese, I can use like a goat cheese. I can even use a manchego cheese. I make what my great-grandmother would call depression noodles. So 6 eggs and then however much flour to make it not sticky. Roll it out and cut the wide strips and just drop them into the boiling stock. Very easy to make. My son refuses to let his wife make them because that's his homecoming treat. Okay, so does your daughter-in-law know how to make your noodles exactly? And if she doesn't, that's something you need to teach her to do. Make those noodles exactly. So if one day maybe he's sick and not feeling good and maybe can't come home, and she could make mom's noodles. She can make mom's noodles. That would be awesome. That would be awesome to do. I've made pasta. You know, I make an egg-based pasta. That's why you can't dry the pasta. But I've not done noodles like that. I've done spatzel. Absolutely. Oh, good. We spent 6 months before. Oh, that is perfect. I'm going to try and pronounce this. Techelote? Techelote? Am I even close on that pronunciation? Even a skosh. Just a little bit. And thank you for that follow and welcome in. And now you have a seat at the infinity table. You get to pick your chair pretty close. Tech works. Boom. Tech it is. Okay, if you had to type it out phonetically, type it out phonetically. I want to see how close and how bad I was off. I saw my mom and her sister fighting with my dad in the kitchen to make food that makes the family love each other, but somehow give my mom and her sister hate each other and my dad 2 hours later. Wait a minute. I saw my mom and my sister fighting with my dad in the kitchen to make food that makes the family love each other, but somehow gave my mom and her sister hate each other and my dad 2 hours later. Oh yeah, Mexican street corn. So it's tequelote? Tequelote? I don't have my inflections right, I know that. I wish I spoke a foreign language. I don't. The only thing I'm fluent in is autocorrect E's and typo E's. That's the only thing I'm fluent in. Okay, so tequelote. Yeah, I got the grammar wrong, so that's okay. We have to read between the lines sometime to find that golden nugget. Find that golden nugget. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. today's stream has just been absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You guys, I say this after every stream because I mean it so emphatically of how you all make me feel. By just hanging out and streaming with me and chit-chatting with me while I cook up some weird dish or do canning stuff or food safety stuff. You guys, food safety. Hang on, wait, we can't go yet. We can't go yet. We gotta look at the garlic. Wait, let me get a plate. So we talked about the honey and the garlic, and I showed y'all where we took the red food coloring in water, we put the garlic in the water. It wasn't like for like, it was just to show the penetration of that red food coloring dye. And if you guys don't remember, hang on, I've got to get over here so I can actually see my screen. Let me come, no, that is not the picture you're looking for. So we talked about, you can see that the red dye went in very little. I'm trying to get the lights out of there. Went in very little into the garlic. Very little penetration of that red food coloring dye, right? So, Smithers, Heather, not Smithers, Heather, how have you been, my dear? I have missed you so, and I'm so glad you're here. Happy Sunday. So let's talk about, as soon as this is done, I need to watch that dumpling again because it's time to start thinking of feeding the husband. These dumplings are so easy to do. You can make a big batch of pre-biscuit mix. Like I said, if you're using vegetable shortening, you don't have to put it in the fridge. You can mix it, put it into a big, airtight container, mason jar, like a big mason jar works really, really well. And then you can just make as many biscuits as you want at the time. So now we have, and I am going to get a spoon for this because this is going to dye my fingers red, but that's all right. I don't care if my fingers get dyed red. We're going to put this, I dyed that too red. Let's put this, okay, so the honey, what happens is the honey begins the fermentation process, right? So the last time we did it was just water and red food coloring. And I asked you guys, will the garlic be white like the original, pink, or will it be red? And most of you said pink. And what we learned was that it was still pretty much as white as this piece of garlic here when we took it out of the water and the red food coloring. It was very red here on the edge end. So where are we going to be at today? Are we going to be white, pink, or red? Now this is a mixture of 50% water and 50% sugar. So a little bit of sugar has been added into this. Fermentation actually begins. So are the garlic cloves going to be white, pink, or red? Let's see, I'm kind of curious if you guys think, like how much penetration do you think the dye is going to be? Sorry, I can't type. Sorry, that's okay. I speak typoese. But how have you been? Everybody healthy and well in your family, I hope? How long have they been setting? They have been setting since Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 full days, over 4 full days. White with red highlights, okay? White with red highlights. And it's very red. Let me see if I can get some of this. It's very red liquid. So, I mean, there was a lot of food coloring in here. Hope I didn't ruin this mug. White with red highlights. And then we're going to cut one of these open too. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what it looks like in the actual middle. I really want to say pink. Okay, yep, we're good. Hubby out teaching kid to drive. Oh, that's a biggie. That's a big moment. Is this the first driving session? Or have they been driving for a while? That's always a big step. All right, so let's look at these. So just so you understand how red this is, you guys can see. Oh, there we go. You guys can see how red this liquid is. I mean, that is blood, dark red. Happy lockdown. No one need me. I don't need them. There we go. Okay, so these are pretty pink. I'm not wiping them off. I'm just blotting off the extra liquid. Again, those are pretty white garlic, right? You can see that it's got some. We have more pink on this one than we did on the ones with just water. We have a lot more pink on there. That's actually sticking to the actual flesh, right? So now Let me get my little paring knife. Let's do this food science experiment. Let's do this upright. So we're going to cut these both in half lengthwise. Wow, guys. Wow. Wow. I am blown away. I did not expect this at all. Did not expect this at all. So remember the foam picture I showed you? We saw that some of the red liquid had been pulled into the garlic, right? Because we had some red striations through the middle of the garlic. There is no pink in the inside of this garlic. And that smell right now, for me, is 100% raw garlic. That is such raw garlic. It's a very strong, pungent smell. Had to wait a year with the shutdowns. Oh, yes. Yes, that is true. So you can see, so if we look at, so there is, again, there's the one that was done with just water and food coloring. So the garlic took up the water, and then we have this one. I mean, there's no pink in this one at all. There's just the pink on the edge, on the cut ends. You can see where the cut ends had the pink, and I thought for sure that they would take up. Nothing at all. Nothing. Zip. Nada. Zilch. So, this is one of the reasons why, I can't put that in my pocket, I have my microphone in there. So this is one of the reasons why doing garlic that has been soaked in honey for a long period of time is not classified as safe, and you have a very high risk of botulism. Botulism forms in the soil. And what happens is when the botulism blooms, it creates spores, and that's actually the botulism part. So we are taking a very low acid food that's been grown in the dirt, the garlic cloves. We're taking a very low acid food that's been grown in the dirt. We're putting that into a jar, whatever kind of jar, and we're covering it with honey. So now we're creating an anaerobic environment. Botulism loves nothing more. It's like a rave party for botulism to be put into an anaerobic condition. And we're storing it at room temperature, which, well, let's face it, bacteria starts growing at 41 degrees and doesn't start to die off until 141 degrees and is really prevalent at that, about that 55 to 85, 90 degree range. It's like, they're going wild in there, and they're multiplying by the billions, okay? So because of that, the inside of this is not being affected by anything that's happening in the honey. And the honey is basically sugar. Sugar is not a preservative. Sugar is for flavor. Sugar is not a preservative. So when you're thinking about jams and jellies, the only time sugar becomes a preservative is when you're adding pectin, because it needs the pectin to form a gel and to give you that nice jam or jelly consistency. So it's not a preservative. Public introvert, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome on in. Now you have a seat at the infinity table. Be sure to let me know how you customize your chair. I want to hear how you customize your chair. I was sure there'd be pink too, Heather. I really did. I'm very, very surprised about this. So we are going to do one more step. I'm going to have to buy some more honey because I'm out of honey doing the experiments. I'm going to buy some more honey. Chef Nagin, we need to get a huge shout out for Chef Nagin. Hello, hello. Boop. We're just talking about a food science experiment that we've been doing with garlic. So we've been talking about fermenting garlic and honey, how it's unsafe, and you can actually have a very high potential botulism with garlic that's been put in honey and left sitting on a shelf for 6 months. Very high botulism risk on that. We have got to give Chef Nagin the love. So Chef Nagin, you guys, is a food and drink streamer, but she also does variety stuff. She's been doing some wonderful tours of like Massachusetts and going to Salem and taking us out to where, with COVID lockdown, we can't all necessarily travel and we get to live vicariously through her. But she's a wonderful, wonderful food and drink streamer. I have Chef Nagin tweezers. I'm not joking, people. I have yet to use them. But I have Chef Nagin tweezers because this is how this woman rolls, guys. I take stuff and I throw it in the bowl, I throw it on the plate and try to make it look, somewhat appetizing. She has worked for Michelin star chefs. She's been the head chef in restaurants. She's been the sous chef to high-end chefs. So she has techniques and plating and stuff like that I've never been exposed to. I think that'd be a wonderful thing. These are Chef Nagin tweezers. Look at that. Let me get that splendor for you. I can do this. but she is picking up these little tiny micro flowers and placing them just beautifully, or a sliver, this tiny sliver of almonds, or the little gold foil. And then all of a sudden, and you think, oh, that's good, she's got some flowers. And then she gets these last little things in it, and you're like, dang, I can't eat that. It's a work of art. That's the kind of food she does. Amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. I know. What I need to do is leave them up here so I don't forget them. So I can take out like little bits of, I didn't even think about that when we did the rabbit stew. Yes, you do. Stop it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know it and own it. Don't hide behind that. Take the compliment, own it. It's yours because you earned it. You earned it. I know a lot of people have, a lot of people, I lost a little Dewey. A lot of people have a hard time taking a compliment. Take the compliment. It was given to you freely. Take the compliment. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Thickum, how are you? Nice to see you. Fine, I'll take it. Yes, you will. You'll take it and you'll like it. You'll take it and you'll like it. Priestess of Wonderland. Ooh, Wonderland. King Kitchen, hello, welcome back in. Priestess of Wonderland, thank you so much for that follow. Now you have a seat at the infinity table. Customize your chair. Let me know what kind of chair you have. Dade's over there in the recliner chair. Crocs, he had to leave because he's got some work he has to do, but he's got that weird lime green beanbag over there. So y'all got, I am doing fantastic. We just made a wonderful rabbit stew in honor of Fatal Attraction, the bunny boiler, and that's where the phrase was coined. That's where the phrase was coined. Thank you, Keen, for doing that. I appreciate that. And remember, it's free. Take two, right there. So what I'm going to do, guys, we're going to take the food experiment up. We're going to take it up another notch. We're going to take it up another level. This is going to be something that we are not going to eat. Okay, we are going to use safe food practices because the minute they go into the jar, within 24 hours, I will only handle that jar with gloves because it does have the potential for containing the botulism spores, okay? But we're going to take a jar. I'm going to take the honey. I'm going to put the honey in the jar first, right? And I'm going to mix a lot of red food coloring. We're going to do the same exact thing. Now we're going like for like. This is going to be a much longer experiment. We are going to do 6 cloves of garlic, okay? And over the next 6 months, so we're going to put them in there. We're going to let them sit for a month. After a month, we're going to open up the first clove of garlic. Let's see what the penetration of that honey is into the garlic. I guarantee you it's not going to be very much. One, the water transfer ratio is not going to be right because the garlic contains very little water and the honey contains very little water. So we don't have this wonderful transference, and there's no way for lactic acid to form to do a proper ferment. The lactic acid is critical for doing fermentations. You're making kombucha, you're doing fermented pickles, you need that lactic fermentation. Picks or it didn't happen. What kind of picks are we got to do? Nerf Nuke, thank you so much for coming by today. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be here on Wednesday. So Wednesday, we are taking, let me bring out this little thing again here so you all can see it. So Wednesday, if you're going to throw a Halloween party, we are going to make the flayed skull. So this skull will be covered in prosciutto and some other stuff, and you'll just pick off pieces of meat. We are making the eggs from Alien, so it's going to look like one of the Xeno. What's the name of the aliens? They're a Xeno something. I can't remember what it's called. I like meat skulls. I like the meat skulls. Xeno something or whatever. Anyway, we're going to do the alien eggs, and they're going to be tea eggs. So we're going to actually. I'm going to do them in the IP, in the Instant Pot. Hard boil the eggs, and then we're going to soak them in black tea. And we're going to crack the shells first, and then we're going to make this weird stuffing. We're doing intestines. We're going to do chocolate crescent intestines. If you join the Discord, I have all the stuff up there on the Discord. We're also doing, I think I'm also doing the cat litter cake. So we will have a litter box cake that we'll be doing that day. It's gonna be a big stream because we're doing a lot of food. A lot of food. So we have the eggs, we have the cat litter cake, we're doing witch's fingers. So we'll have some witch's fingers made, so that's gonna be some pretty good stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of fun on that day. Wednesday's gonna be fun. And for those of you, remember, for those of you that subbed in the month of September, resubbed in the month of September, or gifted a sub in September, and you've not responded to my whispers here in Twitch, please check your whispers because I need an item to add to the conveyor belt. And I'm gonna schedule our mystery box stream for this month. And we're going to take, out of all the items, we're going to take, I might up it to 10 items, and I won't know what the items are. Only he will. And I'll do a mystery box stream. I'll open it up, whatever's in there. Heaven help me and heaven help my palate. But I have to cook up, we're going to have to cook up a dish with that. Look at that mustache. So his mustache, right now it's not done, but he has a big enough mustache, and it's just kind of curled up here right now. When he waxes it and he puts it all down, it comes down like this, and it goes up like this. It actually waxes up. It's kind of cool. And he's also a bluegrass banjo player. So if you guys remember when we did 1,000, when I finally hit 1,000 followers, which was amazing, that was so much fun, he played a couple of banjo songs for us. And if we hit 2,000 follows, which I'd like to do before the end of the year, that would be seriously cool, I might be able to convince him to play some more banjo songs for us. I love the 1,000 followers. They are so much fun. They are so much fun. And 2,000 is going to be, we're close. We are close. I don't know how many we're at right now. But they are hitting those milestones. And I have my own milestones in my head and whatever, and I don't necessarily share those with everybody. But when you hit a milestone when you've been streaming, oh my gosh, it is like, wow, that is like so cool. What, would he really? Yes. He played 3 banjo songs last time. I did a 3-hour stream. And at the top of the hour, he played a song. Then an hour later, he came out and played a song. And an hour later, he came out and played a song. So are you going to make 2,000 donuts like I make 1,000? I wonder. What was that look? What was that look? Nagin, 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 you know what you did. Oh yeah, we have to give the look. Hey, I didn't raise my eyebrow. I didn't raise my eyebrow. People know if I sit there and look at them and I raise my eyebrow, like the troll who came in earlier. I'm like, what, really? When the eyebrow goes up, but I don't. I wouldn't raise the eyebrow at you again. I wouldn't raise the eyebrow at you. Ooh, that's like really, really soggy over there. I gotta make sure I wash that. Otherwise that red dye is, ooh, I don't want that red dye to go through to the countertop. That would suck. So I will pick up some more red dye when I go to the store on Thursday. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start a batch of the honey garlic. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Thanks the skulls, you didn't raise the brow. Nagin, I can't really raise the brow. They aren't there. That's kind of. I didn't realize the jaw was hinged until today. I was like, ooh, that garlic is really. Ooh, that's like really potent garlic. But yeah, I think over the next 6 months, what we'll do then is that every month we'll open up a new garlic. We'll see how dense it is. These garlics. I'm just going to put this over here so I don't get this. I don't have to ruin this. So when we look at this here, you know, this is not soft at all. This is still very. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually snapped. Let me use my fingers for small garlic. Get one of the stainless steel soap bar, guys. You guys have heard me talk about it. This stainless steel. You can use your knife, but use the blunt end of your knife. Okay, use the blunt end of your knife. But this is called a rub-away bar. It's just a stainless steel bar. If you use your knife, use the blunt end. Under cold running water, the sulfur molecules of things from like garlic, onion, fish will bond to, it'll leave your hand and it will bond to the stainless steel. And as you're running under cold water, it washes it. So that's what lifts the odor from your fingers. So if you have like really like a lot of garlic you've been chopping up, even when you wear gloves, your hands will still smell like garlic. So if you're doing garlic, fish, onions, they're just called a rub-away bar. It looks like a bar of soap, but it's not really a bar of soap. It's just this, and just, you know, you can, and if you have to get underneath your nails, you can use the blunt end of your knife to get underneath your nails. Under running water, that's what gets rid of the smell for you, is the bonding of the sulfur agents, the molecules. Yeah, no garlic smell at all now. No garlic smell at all. Stainless steel was my nickname in high school. Really, Larry? How are you? How are you? So why'd they call you stainless steel? Suki coming in with 500 bits. Oh my gosh, the green is showing up on the bar. The green is showing up on the bar. I'm so excited for that. I mean, first of all, it means I did it right, and I'm really excited about that. So I have to take a picture of all the settings, so if I ever want to do it again, I can duplicate it again. Let's see. Could you remove the garlic smell? Oh, that's right. So all we gotta do is just rub Larry under cold running water. That doesn't sound right. I adjusted the green color. Oh, thank you, Dade. I still can't type. That's okay because it's like, okay, I can just picture Larry standing, like when you go to those places down by Universal Studios, the Universal Walk. They probably don't have it now, but in the summertime they used to have that area where the water was coming up out of the ground. And kids would play in it, all this kind of stuff. I could just see Larry out there standing like this, and people would, you have restaurants all around, all the sous chefs come out and they just rub Larry under the cold running water to get rid of the garlic smell. I'm so sorry, Larry. That's a visual you probably didn't want. Like, no. Oh, I fixed your shout out command. You left notes to yourself in it. I did? Oh, because that was working. That was working earlier. Did it not work earlier this morning? I had it work. She says she speaks smitherees. I do speak smitherees. I speak autocorrect. I speak typoese. Where I get really messed up is when somebody speaks a different language and they have typoese, and then I'm like totally lost. Totally lost. So you guys, we need to take our party someplace. Don't forget to join the Discord. Wednesday and tonight I might be streaming Ark for a little bit. I might do some building in Ark. Or Destiny. I might be playing Destiny. Dade and I might play Destiny or whatever. I've got to figure out the audio, the headset and the mic, so that I can hear my party members, and hopefully you guys can hear the party members. But then I got to figure out, am I going to get feedback if I'm wearing both mics, Dade? If I've got the headset on with a mic and then the other mic, won't I get feedback? I don't know. I like that you like parties. We like to party. We like to party. Yeah, we all like parties. The Venga bus has come. I need to add that as a sound file. I have some sound files. I don't have a lot. I do have one that, by the way, it was my ringtone for a while, and I guess I scared a couple of people with my ringtone. That was when I lived down in California. Then I changed it again. I was up here with a different ringtone, and it scared some people more. So when I was down in California, my ringtone was a theme song to Exorcist. And this is back when you had to actually walk into a gas station, pay your money up front to go out to pump your gas. And I was standing in line, sure enough, my phone went off. And this lady whips her head around, almost like Linda Blair head whipping around, and says, "You will turn that phone off, and you will turn that phone off right now." I'm like, "It's just a ringtone. Oh, how do I stop this?" I was such a jerk. I should have just turned the thing off. But yes, so that was, no, you should not, unless the headphones are up loud. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, we just had a power flashy thing in the jiggy. But then I will play this sound for you guys. Most all of you know this sound. A lot of you don't know the theme song to The Exorcist. And if you have not watched the movie The Exorcist, it can be very, very disturbing. Okay, so I will tell you that. And back in the 70s when the movie came out, there were things that they cut out of the movie because it was considered too horrific. So they now have the uncut version of The Exorcist. That's the one you watch. That's the one you watch. I remember this was done, they didn't have all the special effects they have now. But this one, we all know what that sound is. Everybody knows the movie The Purge. If you have not seen one of the movies of The Purge, there's like 5 of them out now. And they and they should not be watched in the order they were released. There's actually a separate order in which you should watch The Purge. Like the first movie is The Purge has been going on for a little bit. But the movie that I think is the 5th one is How the Purge Got Started. I think it's the 5th one. Oh, is it time to purge? It is time to purge. And it's kind of a creepy thing, when you look at the stuff like that that's happening, everywhere right now, it's like kind of like, that might not be too far off. You don't watch horror? That's a good one to watch. The one I will say that I think it was this in release order of how they came out, I think it was the second one. I think that was the worst. That was the worst one visually seen. Into modern horror games, right? That's a sound. It's like, but I had that as my ringtone. It was going, dwah, dwah. And again, another person just, it was like this. So let me ask, Heather, do you watch no horror whatsoever? Like none? Or is there a limit? Like, look, I'll watch horror if it's rated like PG or PG-13. If it's horror like PG, because I'm thinking of like the classic horror movies. I'm thinking of Vincent Price, The Wax Museum. Oh, it's a good movie. Creature from the Black Lagoon. The original Frankenstein. I mean, most of these are in black and white. If you guys want to see a really good vampire movie, 1922, Nostradamus. It's a silent film. Good movie. Good movie. I don't even watch the previews. Yes, I am over the gore. I don't need to have the gore to understand what happened. You know, and some of those hacker slasher movies, I mean, they get very graphic, and I think, you know, you really didn't need to have. You could have just had the stab and maybe a little bit of blood. We all know what's going to happen, but we didn't have to have the full, you know. Yeah, we don't need all that. I have night terrors. I can see that. I can respect that. I can respect that. Vincent Price's G. Yes, his movies are, but they still have. Horror movies back then were not about gore and visuals so much. It was about getting them here. That's where they got you. They got you inside your brain, and they played with your brain a little bit. So I can see that. I can see that. I like horror. I don't like the hack and slash and the Friday the 13th. You see one Friday the 13th, you've seen them all. You see one, you have seen every single one from that point on. You don't need to watch another one. They're all the same. I like suspense, yeah. I like thriller. That's why I really liked Fatal Attraction. The soup is amazing, guys, but that's why I really liked Fatal Attraction. That thriller stalker, you know, real life case scenario, you know, could easily be a real life case scenario, and that's why I absolutely love that. My hubby always calls himself a weenie for being scared of horror movies. I don't think that's a weenie thing, because, you know, first of all, we don't know where people are coming from. Like, did they have something bad happen in their childhood or something like that? We don't know. We have no way of knowing. I've officially started Christmas shopping. Lindsay, we don't use the C word here until December 1st. Sign me up for that weenie club too. Followed your socials. Tenacious, thank you for that. I need to post more on Instagram. I tend to forget about Instagram because I stopped using Instagram when Facebook bought Instagram. I stopped using Facebook because Facebook was Facebook. And so for me, the Instagram has been, I've gotten more trolls on Instagram since Facebook took it over. And that's a shame. You know, you got to monitor all your posts because you get the people that post links and all sorts of weird icky poo knack stuff. We're all part of the weenie club. Yeah, I like the psychological thrillers. Like,
oh, did you see
Fourth
that?
Room TV, you guys, we need a huge shout out. We need a huge shout out for Fourth Room TV. How are you? How are you? How's your ear? This is Dan, guys. So Dan has this wonderful Fourth Room Brewing. I am well. And he's getting ready to run a full marathon. 6 days? Are we down to 6 days? Is that where we're at? I have it on my computer over there, but that computer's over there. What the bejeebers? Ingrediology. Logan, we were just getting ready to read out to you guys. Hello. Okay, first of all, we need a shout out for Fourth Room Brewing. Dan, he's getting ready to run an amazing race here. Logan, Ingrediology, guys. You remember, guys? I don't have my pretzel box out here. Remember the pretzel boxes, right? We did our whole pretzel stream. They did the whole cook-along thing today and did all the pretzels. So that's what I was going to watch after stream. I was going to watch the VOD and see how the pretzels came out. How did they come out? Nicole Rowe coming in with a sub for 6 months. Thank you so much. You have subscribed for 6 months. Wow. Oh my gosh. Hello, Tef. Tef, how are you? Oh my God. Maggie, how are you? How are you feeling? I had to start over on something, but We'll talk later. We'll talk later. Oh my gosh, you guys, streamers, raiders. First of all, my name is Kanara. I'm a food and drink streamer here on Twitch, and we're doing all of our Halloween. The entire month of October is Halloween, and today we made, hang on, let me pop this over here. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for those biddies. Who just dropped those biddies? Lord Varkalok's coming with those biddies and started a hype train. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You did the hype train. So you guys, we did, this is, let me get, wait. I still got the bone stuff in here, but we made, I'll just get the bowl out. We made an amazing Fatal Attraction rabbit stew right up there with the bunny boiler today. And I'm telling you, for those of you who have not eaten rabbit, it is a fantastic protein, very, very lean. They tell you to cook this thing for like 2.5, 3 hours. It's far too long, 2 hours max. And you have a wonderful, wonderful, we made fresh made sage dumplings. I made a batch of, I don't even know where it's at.
That?
What did we see? Tef gifting a sub to Maggie. Tef, thank you so much for that. Heart your face. Lady Vargalok's dropping bits. Oh my gosh, you guys. Raiders, if you guys could do this old gal a solid. I hope they still say that. I don't know if they really still say that or not. But right down there is my logo, and I'm laughing because I'm having a great time. If you could click that logo, that brings you right back into my stream, and that helps with my numbers. And who knows, you never know when you're going to need those numbers. But that takes out the raid URL. That takes out Irony of Brian coming in with a bucket load of bits. It's raining bits. Hallelujah. Oh, I've got my Crocs on. I forgot to change my shoes. I almost threw my shoe off in the other direction. Yeah, so we just did Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close, Michael Douglas, 1987, and this film grossed worldwide over $387 million, and it's still considered at the top of the stalker thriller psycho movies. It's still like way, way up there. Fantastic movie. This is where the term boiler bunny came out, which means some people say boiler rabbit, boiler bunny. Somebody who's been jilted and wants revenge. This is where that phrase was actually coined. It's actually in the dictionary. So we made a wonderful, wonderful stew, and I'll tell you, it's extremely tasty. In the beginning of the VOD, what I did is I bought a whole rabbit because I wanted to break down the rabbit on stream. So if you guys have never seen a rabbit broken down, I'm not talking butchering. I didn't butcher it. I didn't do any evisceration, nothing like that. Just bought a whole rabbit, just like when you go to the store and you buy a whole chicken, right? Cheaper to buy a whole chicken and break the thing down yourself. Much cheaper. So Logan, how did all the pretzels come out? How'd the cook-along go with everybody? Was everybody able to keep up everything? Everybody had a good time? I know they had a good time. They can't not have a good time doing the cook-along. Because Dan, you were also doing it? And did Kate do hers earlier? He's cleaned up. That's good. Oh, that is wonderful. I've seen Bugs Bunny break down and cry. Does that count? I don't know. We don't want to take apart Bugs. We don't. So now I know Kelly made the pretzels last time when I was watching them, and she nailed it. Oh, number 26. Thank you. You can do exclamation point stove. She's a 1934 magic chef, 87 years old. I'm not quite as old as she is. She's more persnickety than I am. She's more persnickety. But yes, she is there you go. Oh, I just realized I left this cabinet open. I've got pans over there that we were taking off from the burner over here. But yes, she is absolutely a gem. She is temperamental, though. I will say so for you guys, when you turn on your oven, you think, oh, I'm getting ready to do, let's say a pizza, and you've got your pizza stone in your oven. You turn your pizza up to 450, or you turn your oven up to 450 or 500 degrees. Your oven's probably heated up to that temperature in about 30 or 40 minutes. 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours for me to get her to just right at 450. 3 hours if I want to try and push that 500 envelope at least. Bugs is wascally. You'd never catch him. There it is. There it is. He's the wascally of Webbits. Webbits season. Elliot Miller, thank you so much for that follow. You now have a seat at the infinity table. Unlimited seating. Got it at infinitytables.com. And you get to pick your own chair. So you get to have whatever chair you want. Dade's in the recliner chair. Crocs is in the beanbag. Lime green of all things, but he's over there. Mars, thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate that. You get your table too. Your seat always remains the same too. Nobody can take that away from you. You've earned that seat by clicking that follow heart. That is your chair forever. And if you need a new chair, you just let me know. We'll get the new chair up there. We did a level 2. Oh, we're in level 2 already. Holy cow, guys. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. But if you guys have not done rabbit before, I'm telling you, it is such a good meat. I prefer this rabbit stew over a beef stew, hands down, any day of the week. Any day of the week. And I think next time we do rabbit, I think we will grill it. Maybe we'll roast it. Maybe we'll do a roasted rabbit. But everything on that rabbit, I mean, the loin, the belly fat, everything on that is inside this, except for the rib cage. The rib, because those bones are very, very small and they can break apart in the cooking process. So the rib cage portion, that part we omitted. We didn't actually do that. Yep, we're all set up right behind the camera. Hi guys, yeah, hey. Level 1 emotes, oh my God, you guys, thank you so much. Level 1 hype train. Oh, I forgot to toot my horn. Well, you know what? It's never too late. That's the train leaving the station, off it goes. Bye, hype train, thank you. Oh my gosh. You guys, so Wednesday we're doing eggs from the Alien, the movie franchise Aliens. We're gonna make the little Xeno eggs, and those are gonna be filled with some ooey gooey stuff. Scum of the girth. I gotta tell you, I play on the Xbox, and one of my most favorite gamer tags that I ever saw, oh, I can't say this. This is gonna come off wrong. I'd be scared to eat an alien egg so long as it doesn't attack you first. I don't know how to say this name without, this would be a first for me. This would be a first. The person's name was, Hits Angel, thank you so, oh, Angela, not Angel, but say Angela, Angel, I'll take both. Divorce, ha ha ha, it's because I'm PG-13. I've never sworn on stream. I don't swear when I teach classes. So for those of you who just joined us from Ingrediology's stream, I work for Oregon State University, and I am a home food safety and preservation specialist. I'm a professional food preserver, and I teach classes on preserving foods in all different ways: water bath, pressure canning, dehydrating, freeze drying, any method you can possibly think of, including how to wrap foods properly for freezer storage and long-term storage. I also teach classes on emergency food storage and emergency prep. I am not a survivalist. You're not going to stick me out in the woods with a toothpick, a banana, and a compass, and I'm going to live for 6 months. I'm how to store food, to have enough food in your house, and you come up with game plans. You start off with 3 days. Everybody goes, I can't do as much as you do. I have enough food for a year. I can live in my house for a year and never have to go to the grocery store. But I like to have fresh ingredients, so the food I have in there is for emergencies. So don't think about it. Do 72 hours, and then let's just add a couple of days. And now, next thing you know, you got a week. And then you add a little bit more. Wow, now you got 2 weeks of food. Get you to think about stuff like this. Kyle, shout out for a date night in. I am sorry I had to kind of like quietly sneak away from your stream this morning. How did your intestines come out? We're doing that on Wednesday. We are doing crescent chocolate intestines, which means the chocolate is going to be inside the intestines. I'll let y'all connect those two dots. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sending you so much love. We're going to go eat dinner. Go enjoy a lovely dinner. Please tell Logan, thank you again so very much for sharing his family. You guys are absolutely amazing and such a fun stream to watch. Such a fun stream to watch. Thank you, Ashley, for giving that shout out to a date night. And Kyle is, I'm telling you, Kyle was, I think she was the second female streamer that I watched. And I remember looking at her thinking, no way. There is no way. Her organization and how she was just seamlessly just going from the cooking to engaging and all that. She was the one I was like, okay, this is hardcore. This is it, people. This is what the streamers do right here, you know. Absolutely wonderful, and such a good cook. Such a good cook. And I absolutely adore her meal prep streams on Mondays. She has, and I've got the, well, you can't see them in there because they're up on this side, but I've got the same exact plastic container she did with the lid. She'll make several dishes. She dishes them all up. So she and Funky have, and she does feed Funky. Okay, I have seen her make food and feed Funky. I am Team Kyle on this. Kyle feeds funky. I said it. There it is. It's public. It's out there. What is your favorite alien film? Okay, you're going to think it's really, really weird. Wild 1966. Thank you so much for that follow. Divorce. That's how I'm going to have to say your name from now on. Thank you for that follow. You guys are absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful. I'm really excited because we're getting so close to 2,000 follows, and I cannot believe that. This has been, I just started streaming in January, at the beginning of January. So this has been a roller coaster ride, but you guys are just absolutely wonderful. It's Lumberjake. How are you doing? We made rabbit stew from Fatal Attraction, the bunny boiler. We cooked it up today, and it is absolutely delicious. Rabbit is absolutely, absolutely fantastic. My favorite, so what I didn't realize, I mean, I love aliens, but I'm not like an alien fan, like I know like all the stuff that happened. We watched a movie, and it had just released a DVD, and it was through Netflix, so Netflix still did their DVDs. And I rented this movie, and we watched it, and I was like, man, this is like a really good story. It wasn't until 4 months ago, I was talking with somebody on there, 4 months ago, that I realized that that was the beginning of the franchise of Aliens. I didn't realize that Prometheus was part of the Aliens franchise. So because of the question of which is your favorite alien movie, Prometheus would be my favorite alien movie. I love your cozy setup. Thank you very much. I like it too. We've got some, I got to fix my decorations. They kind of fell down a little bit. I opened up a cupboard and pulled the whole darn thing down. I'm going to add some more decorations in here. We're going to get it kind of spooky throughout the season. Yes, it is. I love Halloween. Halloween is an entire month. Halloween is not just a day. Halloween is an entire month. Next Wednesday, this little guy right here is going to be pivotal in our Halloween meals that I'm doing a Halloween party. So this would be foods that you can make if you're hosting a Halloween party, or you have to go to a Halloween party and somebody's saying, hey, can you bring something? You can go, hold up, I was just watching Kanara's stream. I know what I'm making, and we're taking this because it looks fantastic. So yes, we're going to use this as part of our food plating. But yeah, we are definitely going to do the alien eggs. We're doing a cat box cake. We're going to do a cat litter cake. So we're gonna actually have a litter box and everything. So that's going to be kind of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun foods. Later on, we're also doing moon pies from the Wolfman. We're going to do the whole moon pie thing. We're doing Soylent Green. The Dollar Tree store. Boom. Everything in here is from the Dollar Tree store, except for George the Bat. George the Bat came from my grocery store, but he was only $1.99, so close enough, right? But yeah, I was going to buy a costume that I was going to wear on Halloween, and it was going to be Winnie from Hocus Pocus. I was going to buy the wig, the teeth, the whole big dress, the book, everything. I was going to buy the whole thing, but I was like, that was like $100, and I was like, gosh, that's a lot of money for just to wear it once. So I walked out, and I went to the Dollar Tree store, and I spent $25. I got a lot of decorations. I was like, yeah, that works out really, really well. Yes, George the Bat. So George, oh my gosh, that thing went through his, okay, well, what is that thing? So he just hangs by his feet. He just sits there and hangs by his feet. But we had a bat, when we lived down in Southern California, we had a bat that landed, and this would happen, they'd be like late flyers, and they would land like on the side of your wall. And my husband saw it up there, and he calls me at work. He goes, we have a bat that's on the outside of the garage wall, like underneath the patio. And I said, okay, just leave him, he'll be fine. No, I think he's dead because he's not moving. I said, he's asleep? He's not dead, he's asleep. He's like, no, he's not even breathing. There's no movement at all, and I think he died there. I said, he's not dead. They go into a very deep, deep sleep. And then I hear him, I physically hear him jump back and go, oh, he's alive, because during the conversation, he reached out and touched him. And of course, George kind of moved. And the next morning, George was gone, but George came back the next night and hung in the same spot. And that's what we named him, was George. And I don't even know if it was the same bat, it could have been a different bat. So anytime I get a bat, we name it George. Gotta name it George. Late to the party again. Clab, you are never late to the party. When you get here, it's on time for you. When you get here, that's when it's ready to go. So if you guys do !Discord, join the Discord. You can check out the Halloween schedule that's up there. I'm also going to be throwing in a bonus stream. I'm going to throw in a couple, I think. But I'm also going to throw in a bonus stream because for all the people who subbed it back in September and everything, we're going to do a mystery box. And we're going to put all these ingredients, and Derek has to go shopping and pick out, 7 to 10 ingredients. I can't know what they are. I'm not going to the store with him. He's going to go pick them out. And now there's something else we can do. There's something else. We had a bat hanging under our deck. Brian named him Bruce Wayne. Lori, hi. Bruce Wayne. I like that. I like that. Now, if you don't want it to be a mystery box, because this would give me a week to think about stuff, if you don't want it to be a mystery box and put me through the stress of doing a mystery box, which is fine, I don't care either way, I could take all the items and write them out on pieces of paper and put them in a hat and draw out 10 items. But the problem with that is I would have to separate them out to be like, this is all fruits and vegetables, because I don't want to pull out 10 proteins. Like, I don't want to pull out like, oh, chicken, fish, beef, pork. So I'd have to like completely break them up, and that might be kind of weird. Are you showing us a swing too? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Clab. I have no idea what you're talking. I'm just gonna drink my wine. Now I'm just gonna drink my wine. Yeah, so that, so if we want to keep it true mystery, I'm a very honest, up and up person. So if I say that Derek's going to the store, I will just give him the list. Now the list I will break out for him. These will all be in the meat section. These will all be in the produce section. This will all be in the refrigerated section, like where you get like dairy or yogurts or whatever. And so, because I have to break the store out like that for him. But he will be instructed to pick up the items, and he's going to keep them out in the trailer. We've got the refrigerator running out there, so if there's anything that has to be refrigerated, he can keep it in the refrigerator. I will not be out in the trailer. I will not go out there at all. And then on the day of the stream, he was going to put them all into a box. We'll place the box here, and I'll have to open it, and heaven help me, I have to cook with everything that's inside the box. She knows nothing about swings of any sort. Shows swing, but won't go down a slide. Hey, at least he climbed up to the top. You know what? Got to give him props. He climbed up to the top of that slide. I mean, it wasn't like a super tall slide, but baby steps. You got to start slow. You got to start slow. But usually, like me, I got to go in whole hog and just jump in with both feet and get it done, and do it. But yeah, we're doing Soylent Green. We'll actually be streaming on Halloween. I'll probably dress up on Halloween. I do have I didn't wear my introduction little costume thing, but I'll do that on Wednesday. I'll put that on Wednesday, and we'll have more decorations and stuff inside here too. We'll have some fun. So you guys, we need to go raid. I love the fact so much that Dan popped over from Fourth Room Brewing, Ingrediology. Logan brought his family over here, and you guys just have literally brightened my heart. Thank you so very, very much. This has been a lot of fun. This has been a stream that is, and I'm still looking forward to the rest of them. We're gonna have some spooky stuff going through. I think we're gonna have some good things. Mithrin, you are so welcome. Thank you for being here. Soylent Green pumpkin spice. No. Soylent Green, yes, but it will be served with strawberry jam, if anybody remembers the movie. The Soylent Green will be served with strawberry jam. And if you guys have not seen the movie Soylent Green, it was on sale on Vudu. I already own it though. But that's another movie to watch. Don't let anybody give up the thing. Running Wolf, thank you so much for that follow. Don't let anybody give up Soylent Green. But that's another brain tickler type thing where it gets in there and kind of rattles you around. Mind you, I saw it way back when, and back then it was impactful. Yes, sorry to catch you in the last few minutes, but I always love your Aspie. You were just such a doll. Hello. Queen, thank you so much for those bits. Thank you so much for those bits. Lovely to see you.